Hello guys, how are you? Today I'll discuss about verb. I will discuss what is a verb, definition of verbs, types of verbs, and examples. First, let's start about the definition of verb. Definition of verbs. Verbs are the action words in a sentence that describe what the subject is doing, along with nouns. A verb is the part of a sentence that tells us what the subject performs. Verbs are the hearts of English sentences. Verb is the main part of a sentence. A sentence without a verb is like a man without a heart. So, verb is the very important part of a sentence. Examples of verbs. To identify a verb, ask yourself two questions. What can I do? Can I do what is happening? Can I do what is happening? Examples are I want to work daily in the morning. Here want to work are doing something, so these are verbs. He is eating fried rice. Here eating is happening, so eat. So it's a verb. Types of verbs. Action verbs or main verbs. Accusative verbs or linking verbs. Transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, auxiliary verbs, modal verbs, phrasal verbs or helping verbs, regular and irregular verbs. Action verb. What is action verb? What are the action verbs? Action verbs express a specific actions and are used anytime you want to show action or discuss someone doing something. Discuss someone doing something. It's important to remember that the action does not have to be physical. Here I have given some examples. Smile, listen, think, run, go, stand, do, etc. are the examples of action verb. She listens music at night. She listen is the example of action verb. She will run faster than me. She goes for a walk in the morning. Stative verbs. A stative verb expresses a state rather than an action. A stative verb typically relates to a state of being, a thought, or an emotion. For examples, I believe in humanity. She is lazy. I am very conscious about my exam. Moral verbs. Modal verbs are auxiliary verbs that are used to express abilities, possibilities, permission, and obligations. For examples, he can run faster than you. Here, can is the modal verbs. Must, I must not delay. May, I may be late. Should, I should join the meeting today. Should is the example of modal verbs. Would Nabila would not recommend the fried rice. Here would is the example of modal verb. Phrasal verbs are single words. Instead, they are combination of words that are used together to take on a different meaning to that of the original verb. Example are run out, go all out, make out, hand out, bring out, face up, think through. And here run is not a single word, run out is a word. It's the combination of words and it is used to different meaning. She pointed out Maliha's mistake. Here pointed out is not a point in a single words, is the combination of words. And is the example of phrasal verb. Transitive verb. A transitive verb is one that acts on something and it has a direct object. The direct object of a transitive verb can be found by finding the verb and asking what, what, what. For example, so what, at what. Okay, will you give what? I saw the cat. Here, so what did you say? I saw the cat. Is so is the transitive verb. I ate chicken fry. What did you eat? I ate chicken fry. Intransitive verb. Intransitive verb are the action verbs that always express double activities. They are different from transitive verbs because there is no direct object. Examples are I work daily in the morning. He plays football in the morning. Auxiliary verbs. An auxiliary verb or helping verb accompanies a main verb to help express tense, voice, or mood. Auxiliary verb example: would, should, do, can, did, could, may. All the examples of auxiliary verbs. I married with you later. Here, may is used to help read. Okay, and this is auxiliary verb. Did is used to help consider. Has is used to help told. And all these are auxiliary verbs. A regular verb is one that forms its simple past tense and its past participle by adding ed or d to the base form of the verb. Here I have given some example. Love, loved, has loved. Here we have added d to make it simple past tense, has loved. And here also ed. Here also d. Hate, hated. We added here d. We added here d. So all these are the examples of regular verb. Move, moved, has moved. These all these are the example of regular verb. An irregular verb. An irregular verb is one that does not conform to the rules of regular verbs. It does not have ed or d on its simple past or past participle forms. Examples are tell, told. Here tell is fully changed, and we changed the middle of the e, and we don't get any e here. So fully changed, verb is fully changed here, so it's irregular verb. And here bleed, bleed we don't get, here we see double e but we can't get any double e here. So these are the example of, all these are example of irregular verb.